Hi, my friends. Today I want to tell you a new story. I hope you enjoy it. The soft buzz of the ceiling lights filled the small office as I sat at my desk, looking at the screen full of code. It had taken me 3 years to get to this point, a working AI system that could protect networks from even the most advanced cyber attacks. I leaned back and rubbed my head, when a sudden knock on the door broke my focus. Robert. A voice called, calm but serious. Patrick, my boss, stood in the doorway. He looked sharp in his suit, like always. His smile didn't seem real. Got a minute? I nodded and waved him in. He walked in and quietly closed the door behind him. This AI system, Patrick started, walking slowly, is amazing, maybe even world-changing. The board really wants to see results. Of course, I answered, trying to sound calm. The AI's smart algorithms are a huge breakthrough. I'll be ready for the board meeting next week. Patrick stopped and looked at me. That's the thing, Robert. I need you to send me all the documents, every bit of code, every test, by tonight. Something about the way he said it made me nervous. I'd rather present it myself. The technical details need to be explained. That won't be necessary, Patrick interrupted, sounding colder now. The board trusts me, they don't need the fine details. I paused, studying his face. He didn't give anything away, but the way he pushed made me suspicious. I smiled slightly. Understood, I'll send it. Patrick smiled wider, but it looked more like he was showing his teeth than being friendly. Good man, I knew I could rely on you. He tapped my shoulder and left. The door shut with a click, and I let out a slow breath. All those years of hard work, new ideas, and long nights, suddenly in danger. I opened my secure folder and added a hidden protection to the key files, something I had secretly built months ago. If Patrick thought he could steal my work, he was wrong. Later that night, as I got the files ready, my phone buzzed. It was Nora from the compliance team. Her message was short but serious. Emergency meeting tomorrow at 9 a.m. I stared at the message, a tight feeling growing in my chest. This wasn't going to be a normal day. The conference room was uncomfortably quiet, except for the soft hum of the air conditioning. I sat at the far end of the shiny, long table. 2 security guards stood beside me, arms crossed, eyes straight ahead. Patrick sat at the front. He looked calm, but something about his face made me uneasy. Robert, he said, pretending to be sad, we found out that you've been using company tools for your personal work. I kept my face calm, though my heart beat faster. That's not true, I said firmly. Every second, every file, was for the AI system. Patrick leaned back in his chair, his hands folded. Sadly, the evidence says something else. Unapproved logins, secret folders. Want to explain? I looked at Nora, sitting stiffly in the corner. Her lips were pressed into a thin line. She glanced at me, and for a moment, I saw something in her eyes. A quiet message, no warning. She'd betrayed me. This is a mistake, I said, trying to keep my voice calm. Everything I've done is recorded properly. If you just let me. Patrick cut me off with a wave of his hand. That's enough. The board already knows. We've decided to end your job right now. Security will walk you out. His words hung in the air, strange and heavy. Slowly, I stood up and gathered the few things I had with me. As the guards moved beside me, I looked at Patrick. You're making a big mistake, I said firmly, even though my heart was racing. This project, my project, will show the truth. Patrick's smile grew colder. I'm sure it will. As I left the building, the sting of betrayal burned inside me, but under that pain, something else was rising, cold, clear determination. Later that night, in my dark apartment, the soft sound of my laptop filled the room. I searched through weeks of emails, time records, and system logs. Every file was a clue, and I was trying to build a trap, one that might catch Patrick before he ruined everything. My phone buzzed. It was Nora. We need to talk, she said quickly. 30 minutes later, we sat in a quiet cafe. She slid a small USB drive across the table. This is everything I could find, she whispered. Meeting notes, emails, even the original project proposal. Patrick tried to hide the truth, but he missed a few things. I picked up the drive, gripping it tightly. Why are you helping me? I asked. She looked straight at me. Because what he's doing is wrong, and because I've seen him do it before. What do you mean? I asked, leaning closer. At his last job, Patrick did the same thing. He stole someone's work, then erased every trace of it. That guy tried to fight back, but Patrick made sure no one believed him. I don't want that to happen to you. I nodded, feeling a wave of relief and gratitude. Thank you, Nora, this means a lot. On my way home, the USB drive in my pocket felt like it weighed a ton. Back at my desk, I plugged it in and opened the files. Nora hadn't been kidding, the evidence was solid. Notes from meetings where Patrick took credit for my ideas, early drafts of the project with my name removed, and worst of all, emails between Patrick and the board, talking about firing me weeks before it happened. I leaned back, staring at the screen. This wasn't just about proving I was innocent. It was about showing the world who Patrick really was, a liar and a thief. And now, I had everything I needed to do that. The day of the board meeting arrived. I sat in my small apartment, a cup of coffee going cold beside me. My eyes were locked on the live video feed that Nora and I had set up. It showed the inside of the conference room. Executives were walking in, talking quietly, their voices drowned by the tension in the air. At the front of the table, Patrick fixed his tie, wearing that same smug smile, even though trouble was coming, and he didn't know it yet. Ladies and gentlemen, Patrick began, standing up to speak. Today I'm proud to show you the result of months of hard work, a powerful new AI system that can protect our networks like never before. I clenched my fists, my heart was beating fast. On my laptop, a countdown ticked away, 2 minutes until the truth came out. Patrick clicked through his slideshow. Every slide was just a copy of my work. This system is a big step forward in cybersecurity, he said, pretending to be the expert. Thanks to my leadership, this project has. The screen behind him glitched. Then a voice spoke from the speakers, initiating security protocol. Patrick froze. What is this? He whispered, panic creeping into his voice. The screen changed. Side-by-side code comparisons appeared, my original work and Patrick's poor edits. Timestamps and email headers flashed on the screen, each one proving what he had done. The room filled with whispers as the AI kept going. Unauthorized changes detected. Source, Patrick Coleman. What's happening here? One of the board members asked, his voice sharp. Patrick's face turned pale as he tried to fix the laptop. It's a glitch. Someone's trying to frame me. Then Nora stepped into the room. This is exactly what the AI was built to do, find and reveal threats. And the biggest threat, she said, looking straight at Patrick, was sitting at this table. Gasps filled the room as she handed a stack of documents to the chairman. These are the real logs and proof that Patrick stole the project. The real creator is Robert Evans. The chairman looked through the papers, his face growing serious. Mr. Coleman, you have a lot to answer for. Patrick's voice shook. This is a trap. That's not. The AI interrupted him. Fraud detected. User Patrick Coleman is locked out of all operations. I leaned back, watching it all happen. Patrick's lies were falling apart. For the first time in weeks, I felt like I could breathe again. Hours later, I was sitting in a clean, quiet meeting room with Charles, the chairman. The evidence Nora and I had gathered sat in a neat stack between us. Through the glass, I could see the company's logo on the wall, a symbol of the pain I'd been through and the second chance I was about to get. Robert, Charles said calmly, the board has seen everything. Patrick's behavior was unacceptable, and he's already being removed. But now, we need to talk about your future. I nodded, finally feeling steady again. I just want what's fair. I want my work to be seen for what it really is, not stolen by someone else. Charles leaned forward. We agree completely. That's why we're offering you the role of Chief Technology Officer, full control of the AI's development, and the patents will be in your name. I paused, taking in his words. There's one thing I want in return, I said. Nora should lead the ethics division. She's honest and brave, this company needs that. Charles gave a small smile. Done. The next morning, I walked through the familiar halls of cyber protection. People looked surprised to see me. Patrick's office was empty now. In its place was a new nameplate, Robert Evans, Chief Technology Officer. Outside my new office, Nora was waiting with a smile. Feels good, right? She asked. It does, I said, but this isn't just about revenge, it's about making things right. She nodded, and we will, together. As I got to work, the AI system became a top choice in the industry, not just for its strong security, but also for its ethical design. Every time it caught a threat, I felt proud. It was more than just code, it was proof that the truth matters. And Patrick? Last I heard, he was drowning in legal trouble. His name was ruined. He tried to erase me from my own creation, but in the end, his name was the one that vanished. Sometimes, Justice doesn't shout, sometimes, it just quietly tells the truth. Friends, what did you think of the story? Let me know in the comments. Want more stories like this? Don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss a new video. See you tomorrow.